Now, when we think of India's most versatile Air Force base, we tend to assume that it is somewhere near the borders with its neighbours, where the situation has remained pretty hostile, perhaps to the west or to the north. But that's not the case at all. Defending southern India is the Sulur Air Base in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is one of the most versatile bases of the Indian Air Force, and WION's correspondent Siddharth MP gets you this report on the defenders of the Indian Peninsula.
The vast Indian Ocean region is India's backyard. Aptly so, the Indian Ocean is the only one to be named after a country. The Indian Peninsula juts into the Indian Ocean like a dagger. As a result, India's 7,500-kilometer-long coastline brings with it a host of opportunities: maritime trade, logistics, abundant resources and whatnot. The Navy projects India's might far from Indian shores. The Coast Guard ensures law enforcement in India's territorial waters and protects India's exclusive economic zone. With their aerial platforms and aircraft carriers, the Indian Navy is well capable of undertaking offensive aerial operations at sea. So what about protecting India's southern peninsula from up above? There are too many vital installations out there: India's spaceport, nuclear and thermal power plants, industrial, economic and aerospace hubs, etc. That's where air power comes in. Enter the Indian Air Force. India operates multiple air bases close to the hostile borders with China and Pakistan. However, the Indian Air Force's most versatile air base is in southern India, and for good reason. Air Force Station Sulur is a strategically located base in the southern state of Tamil Nadu. For an aircraft flying out of this British-era base, India's east coast is around 300 kilometers away, while the west coast is just about 150 kilometers out. Speaking of versatility, the Sulur Air Base can handle the widest range of aircraft. It's the only one in India to operate two indigenous platforms: the Indian-made Dhruv helicopters and the Tejas fighter. In addition to this, there are Mi-17 V5 Russian-origin helicopters. Also operating from here are the Antonov 32 medium transporter aircraft that fly crucial supplies to the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago to the east and to the Lakshadweep archipelago to the west. The indigenous Tejas aircraft is the highlight of Air Force Station Sulur. 32 aircraft or 2 squadrons operate out of here. It's the lightest fighter aircraft in the world. Fully loaded, it weighs all of 13.5 tons or 13,500 kilograms. Building the Tejas has been nothing short of a technological wonder. Shining in bright red and yellow hues, with their body painted like that of a peacock, the Sarang display team are the brand ambassadors of the Indian Air Force. Flying the Indian-made Dhruv helicopters, they perform aerobatics and enthrall audiences all over the world and at home. Over the years, this team based at Sulur has flown at 228 shows across India and 30 international aerobatic displays. Whenever cyclones, floods, fires and other natural calamities strike, the Sulur base takes on a drastically different role. They perform humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations, carrying relief material and rescue operations. With the Indian Ocean region becoming a hotbed of activity, the strategic importance of Sulur Air Base is only going to increase. Chinese presence is increasing in Indian Ocean littoral states. The Indian Air Force remains ever ready, with their motto reading, "Touch the sky with glory."
With the plethora of aircraft that Air Force Station Sulur in Tamil Nadu operates, this particular base can rightly be called the defenders of the southern Indian peninsula and at the same time the saviors of the southern Indian peninsula when the need arises. What we're trying to tell you is that with fighter aircraft like the Tejas, they can defend India's airspace and mobilize to anywhere at very short notice. And in addition to that, when the need arises in terms of forest fires, in terms of floods, natural calamities, when they have to drop men and material, there's helicopters here, there's transport aircraft. They can mobilize quickly and become saviors as well. From the Sulur Air Force Station with video journalist Surendra, this is Siddharth MP, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.